right now on Fox 5 News at 10.
New tonight.
No frills, no cable television, nothing like that.
They're not for hurricane victims or the homeless. Who's living in these trailers and why you might see them cropping up near you.
Plus, the mayor makes a U-turn from this.
This was not a lot of snow. It was easy to move your car.
To this.
You got a parking ticket for yesterday or today. It's waived.
The reason behind his change of heart.
But first, days after the storm and still stuck.
And they're like, you have to wait till Monday or Tuesday.
What you should expect if you have a flight to catch. First at 10, airport terminals turn into hotel rooms for stranded flyers. Good evening, I'm Rosanna Scotto.
And I'm Bernie Anastas. Here's what's happening. Day 3 for fed-up travelers.
The biggest passenger backups, JetBlue. But at all 3 airports, other carriers are also playing catch-up.
Fox 5's Andre Hepkins is in the middle of it all at JFK.
JFK has been plagued with problems with planes since Wednesday's nasty nor'easter, especially at JetBlue's Terminal 6. Jets grounded, not enough open gates, among other issues, putting JetBlue and other airlines in one jumbo jam.
Well, it's been about 2.5 hours now, so we'll see what happens.
Thousands of peeved JetBlue passengers have been dealing with a disastrous 3 days of delayed departures, as well as a considerable amount of cancellations. Evelise Hernandez was supposed to fly to Florida Thursday night, not Friday night.
My flight was canceled last night, and I came this morning, and they told me that they weren't accepting any more standbys. It's a little frustrating. I was very frustrated this morning, but now that everything is working out, I'm glad.
On Wednesday, winter weather whacked the Northeast with a nor'easter. The Valentine's Day storm trapped as many as 10 JetBlue jets on the tarmac, and the ripple effect tormented travelers across the country.
I'm waiting. The flight was at 7 o'clock. It's now leaving at 11:40. Just have to wait, basically.
Not happy, huh?
No, not at all.
It's been a long deal, so hopefully they can straighten out whatever's going on, because, I mean, it's clear skies where most of these people are flying, so I guess it's just the backlog of everything.
The Wednesday night fiasco unfolded on Fox 5, and this night we found out many American Airlines and Delta passengers joined JetBlue passengers in the singing of Jet Blues.
Yeah, well, part of being in New York, you deal with it. Other than that, go with the flow, you know?
Safe trip. Bye.
That toddler is just too cute. If you're like her and you're trying to fly out of JFK, on average, you're going to have to wait just under 2 hours. The same situation at LaGuardia and Newark Liberty International Airport. We're at JFK International. I'm Andre Hepkins, Fox 5 News.
And there's a warning tonight about downed live electrical wires. The problem nearly deadly in Monmouth County, New Jersey. One man in the hospital there tonight. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt explains what happened.
Well, Tinton Falls is one of those areas especially hard hit. Take a look at this. You've got downed trees and limbs all over the place. And you've got the crews out here working nearly around the clock to restore power and also to fix down power lines. But one of those down power lines here in town turned very dangerous. The snow and ice storm paralyzed most of Tinton Falls, New Jersey, knocking down trees and power lines. Police say one of those lines shocked William Hagerman. Authorities say that he was backing out of his driveway when his tire hit a live wire, setting the tire and Mr. Hagerman on fire.
He was got the full shock of the line and was actually burning. His clothes were on fire.
Now, the AAA of New Jersey says if you do come into contact with a live wire while in your car, this is what you should do.
What you need to do is jump out of the vehicle without touching the ground and the car at the same time. So you want to basically open the car door and leap away from the live wire.
And plenty of homeowners are still without power tonight. Susan and Fred Wyckoff have been using flashlights to get around parts of their home.
A little bit scary in the sense that we just kept hearing branches falling. My tree over here was dropping a lot of branches, a lot of wires were coming down.
And others without power and heat for 3 days now are finding it difficult to bear. How have you guys been able to sleep in the house at night with no power, no heat?
Either myself or my wife will stay awake while my son sleeps. We take turns.
Now, we did reach out to the utility company, JCP&L, to get them to comment about Mr. Hageman, who drove over that live power line. However, they won't comment on that incident, but they say they are investigating. In Tinton Falls, New Jersey, I'm Linda Schmidt, Fox 5 News.
A lack of plowing left a lot of drivers with a $45 problem. But now Mayor Bloomberg is making a U-turn on those parking tickets, telling you to toss them out, and he's apologizing for not relaxing parking rules during the storm. Here's Fox 5's Charles Leaf.
here are the facts. We knew for days a storm was coming. When it got here, the city didn't plow the streets. Mayor Bloomberg said this of the sanitation department.
I think we all owe them a great debt of gratitude. They did a spectacular job.
Really? The city also never suspended alternate side parking. The snow froze, cars were stuck, and thousands of tickets were issued. Mayor Bloomberg said this.
This was not a lot of snow. It was easy to move your car. I don't like to get up early in the morning and have to do anything either. I'd like to sleep in too, but it was the right thing to do.
How you gonna tell somebody something like that, man? That's not right. That's not right at all, because you know how it is. Maybe because he didn't have to shovel no snow.
Oh, the mayor did some shoveling, all right.
Okay, well, you just have those guys call me and I'll be happy to explain to them what we've done.
But ask a few million New Yorkers and they'll tell you it wasn't snow.
Well, that's kind of dumb.
If you'd been in charge yesterday,
alternate side would have been canceled.
Right from the get-go.
Right from the get-go.
Well, wouldn't you know, Mayor Bloomberg now agrees, reversing his position.
If you got a parking ticket for yesterday or today, it's waived. You don't have to respond even.
That's politics. You know them guys. Now he's want to try to make up good for what he did bad. What he did was bad. He should have did that from the day one.
Well, some people think the mayor reversing his decision is strictly political. Others say he stepped up and did what was right. In Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, Charles Leaf, Fox 5 News.
Well, a bad break for some LIRR passengers. A water main burst near the Mineola station at Mineola Boulevard and Front Street. Trains were delayed about 30 minutes as crews mopped up the mess. Commuters were forced to trek through the water and the ice, but the problem was quickly fixed. Well, the snow is gone, but now we have to get ready for something else. Weather Authority Nick Gregory is here now with a look ahead for us. Nick.
Yeah, it's still that frigid air on top of us tonight, Ernie, but a little reprieve as we move into the weekend, so that's something to get excited about. 16, though, that's up at Sussex and into Monticello, and we've got 20s, the rest of the area from Poughkeepsie on down to LaGuardia, and it's only 21, though, at Belmarsh. The wind's still pretty busy, gusting to 24 to 28 miles per hour in a lot of spots, and so the wind chill is in the single digits as you go from Newark up to Monticello and Poughkeepsie, but certainly we have seen worse. Mostly clear, 23, and the wind variable at 6 in the park. A couple of clouds around tonight, but the wind will back off as time goes along. Quite cold, though. Single numbers in some suburbs and about 19 in Midtown. Now, the core of the cold air is starting to lift out, but we do have this weak weather system coming our way. It has some snow with it. When does it get here? I'll let you know coming up.
All right, thank you, Nick. To the air now with Skyfox HD. The search is on for a trigger-happy bank robber. It happened at the Bank of America in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Police say a man walked inside and fired his gun into the ceiling. One guy got hit by the ricochet and was slightly wounded. The robber got his cash and took off in a stolen car.
And police want you to be on alert tonight for a robber who's been terrorizing strap hangers. Take a look. These are the surveillance pictures of the suspect. He struck 3 times in the last week. The first 2 robberies took place on the D train in the Bronx. The third one happened Tuesday on the 6 train in East Harlem. If you know anything, call police. Rosanna.
All new tonight at 10, Suffolk County has come up with an unusual way to house homeless sex offenders and keep better track of them by putting them in movable trailers. Fox 5's Rob Malcolm is on the story from Long Island.
With sex offenders living on wheels in Suffolk County, some officials feel this is the best way to keep tabs on them. These quiet streets in Suffolk County will have new housing to dot the landscape, trailers like these to house homeless sex offenders.
Well, I have a teenage daughter, so I don't feel good about it.
Not happy about it. It's scary, and hopefully it doesn't happen. You know, I have 4 children, and it'll be pretty upsetting.
State law requires county social services to house homeless sex offenders. Away from neighborhoods, the trailers will sit on county land. And there's more.
Locations will be changed on a regular basis. The trailer will never be in any one place for more than a week or 2 at a time.
Laura Ahern likes the idea.
We have sex offenders that are on probation, on parole, and then offenders who have absolutely no supervision at all. So this is giving an additional layer of supervision even for guys that are already supervised.
In this case, offenders on wheels should ease community concerns.
This is going to make the community much safer because we have sex offenders now that are going to be supervised, they'll have curfews, and they will not be near vulnerable populations.
Now, previously, sex offenders were housed in hotels. Now, at $85 a day to house them in trailers, some officials feel this is the best option to keep a community safe. Reporting from Suffolk County, Rob Malcolm, Fox 5 News.
A naked cop photo has all eyes on a Rockland County police station. The picture of the naked Clarkstown police officer has sparked an investigation by Internal Affairs. Police got a hold of it through an area news agency, and authorities say that right now there is no evidence of a crime and no disciplinary action against the officer has been taken. Rosanna.
In the plan for Iraq, breaking ranks and breaking away from an unpopular strategy, Democrats and some Republicans declaring war on the president's decision to send more troops to Iraq. And as Fox's Jennifer Davis reports, they did it in the form of a historic vote.
The concurrent resolution is accepted.
The newly Democratic House has sent a stinging rebuke to the president by passing a resolution that opposes his plan to send more troops to Iraq.
That the American people spoke in November that they wanted a new direction in Iraq. This resolution today sets the stage for that new direction.
After 4 days of nearly around-the-clock debate, the resolution easily passed with a handful of Republicans crossing party lines to vote with the Democrats.
How many more lives must we lose? How many more hearts must be broken? It is time for this Congress to tell President Bush that his assurances are not enough.
This brief resolution doesn't force the president to do anything, but Democrats hope it pressures him to reverse course. Republicans say instead it just leads down a dangerous road for U.S. troops.
And it's unthinkable that the United States Congress would move to discredit their mission, cut off their reinforcements, and deny them the resources they need to succeed and return home safely.
The president has repeatedly warned Congress not to cut troop funding. Democrats say they won't, but they're now debating how aggressively they should control the president's options through tight oversight. A similar measure is expected to fail in the Senate when it holds a rare Saturday session. That's because Republicans have said they will block it, since Democrats won't allow them to debate a second resolution that opposes cutting funds for troops. In Washington, Jennifer Davis, Fox News.
A sad goodbye for a soldier from Long Island killed in Iraq, Sergeant James Regan. Funeral services for the Army Ranger were held at St. Mary's Church in Manhasset. The 26-year-old was killed by a roadside bomb last week. Reagan grew up in Manhasset and graduated from Duke University as an All-American in lacrosse. He'll be laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery next week.
The sale of Starrett City is running into trouble. Now the federal housing secretary says he could block the sale. Clipper Equity bought the development for more than $1 billion. People living there are afraid that they're going to raise the rents and force them out. There's also concern that one of the company's partners owns other buildings with almost 9,000 outstanding violations, from mice and roaches to water leaks. Clipper Equity says many of those violations were inherited when the company bought a complex in Flatbush.
Okay, it's Friday and it's time to sound off. Who had the worst week? Is it people still stranded at airports after the storm? Or motorists slapped with parking tickets after being plowed in? Or Mayor Bloomberg for having to say, I'm sorry?
All right, tell us who you think had the worst week. Go to myfoxny.com, click on the sound off, and join the discussion online. Next on Fox 5 News at 10, a simple message this winter.
Clean your cars. Take the ice off.
Why you may soon have to pay up if you don't clean the snow off your car.
Anna Nicole Smith's will revealed, the one person she left her millions to, and why a judge may throw it out.
And hiccups that just won't go away.
I've been to almost 12 doctors, and they really can't find a cure.
The remedies she's tried that haven't worked, and what people are doing to her in public that has her afraid to leave the house.
Those stories plus Neil Cavuto's business report coming up next. All right, here's a weather-related story. Now, we first showed you this video yesterday. Out of nowhere, a piece of ice smashes right through a car windshield.
Now, one lawmaker wants a law with one clear message: rid your ride of snow and ice or pay a fine. Holding a block of ice pulled from a car today, Yonkers Assemblyman Mike Spano was driving his point home.
If this person was on the highway when that snow came off, it quite possibly could have gone through the windshield, hurt someone, maybe killed them.
Manuel Rodriguez doesn't need a reminder. Fox 5 aired his story last night as he escaped a near-death experience on the Bell Parkway when a chunk of ice shattered his windshield.
Clean your cars. Take that ice off. Take that 1 minute in the morning to clean that car, because you never know, it might happen to you.
You need to take it off, because if you don't, the wind will take it off, and the wind will take it into oncoming traffic.
If Assemblyman Spano has his way, all these commuters, if caught, would be traveling a little lighter in the wallet.
Penalty would be a minimum $150 fine, at maximum an $850 fine for people operating a vehicle, obviously depending on their driving history.
It's not law yet, but one young man is counting his blessings.
I'm happy because I'm alive. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm not mad or nothing because I'm alive. I'm standing up right now.
Commercial vehicles would face bigger fines. Mr. Spano says any tickets written under the proposed law wouldn't count for any points on your license. Ernie.
All right, tonight a commuter alert. The 7 train will be out of service again this holiday weekend. Now, this time between the 74th Street Roosevelt Avenue station in Queens and Times Square in Manhattan. The shutdown will last for just after midnight Saturday until 5 a.m. Tuesday, and that repair work is expected to last for the next 5 weekends. So shuttle buses will be available until the work is complete. And we've got you covered, of course. You can go to myfoxny.com right now for everything you need to know about getting around.
Inside Anna Nicole Smith's will, who will get the body, who will get the millions, and who should get custody of little Danny Lynn? Fox 5's Derry Alexander reveals Anna's last wishes.
In this will drafted in 2001, Anna Nicole specifically states who should have access to her fortune and who should not. I have intentionally omitted to provide for my spouse and other heirs, including future spouses and children.
It's very unusual. It's even shocking that the drafter of a will would omit children as yet unborn. In this particular case, it means one of two things. Either that the judge will enforce the will literally as it was written and not give the estate, which could be worth up to $500 million, to Howard K. Stern in trust for the child, or that the judge will, as we say, reform the will.
The other major question everybody has been asking is who is in charge of Anna Nicole's estate. That was made perfectly clear today. Here in Article 3 of her will, Smith appoints Howard Stern the chief executor of her last wishes. And in court today, an exasperated judge ordered that man, Anna Nicole's boyfriend, make an appearance.
I'm making a decision. He's going to come here on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Court rules that he be here physically present. Really, I, in the past, always required the parties to come here because they're the ones putting all this burden upon us, aren't they? Shouldn't they be here?
Another main sticking point put to rest today, what to do with Anna Nicole's refrigerated body.
The court signing an order, and this is the title of it, Order Authorizing Embalmment of Decedent. Decedent being Anna Nicole Smith. We're beginning to give her peace.
Derry Alexander, Fox 5 News.
Across the nation right now, a deadly mall shooting caught on camera. Take a look. This is the home video that shows the dramatic events as they unfolded Monday night in Salt Lake City. It shows police chasing an 18-year-old. The teenager was armed with a .38 caliber pistol, a shotgun, and a backpack full of ammunition. When the shooting was over, 6 people, including the gunman, were dead. 4 others critically injured.
Also caught on camera, Foxy Brown's latest run-in with the law. This time, she's arrested for a scuffle in a beauty shop. You can see Foxy Brown inside the store in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Police say she threw hair glue at a worker after he told her the store was closing and she had to leave. Cops say she also later swatted a police officer. The owner of the store says her behavior was unacceptable.
I don't care who it is. If somebody act that way, I'm going to put them out. I'm going to take any action I have to take. If it's violent, I'll call 911. If it's non-violent, I just kick them out of the store.
Foxy was already on probation for attacking 2 manicurists in a nail salon in New York City in 2004.
All right, from the sun, sure. Smoking, absolutely. But from a hug? Coming up, the woman who claims that she got cancer by hugging her dad.
Plus, from kids' toys to pets, the 5 things you should not buy new in our Consumer Alert.
The Dow hits another new high, and Tigger is now off the hook. The Your World Business Report is coming up.
And you are sounding off about who had the worst week.
Frank from New York writes, I think the mayor did with all the complaints that the planes not flying and secondary roads not being plowed. He has a lot on his hands.
Thank you, Frank. Keep sounding off. We want to hear from you. myfoxny.com. Do it right now.
Rosanna Scotto and Ernie Anastas. 2 more reasons to watch. Fox 5 News, the most powerful name in local news.
The war on terror now, and U.S. counterterrorism officials reportedly unearthing another alleged al-Qaeda video this time, the group claiming it carried out an attack against U.S. forces in Afghanistan. The tape trying to discredit American claims that it's winning the war against the Taliban. In the message, the deputy leader of all al-Qaeda bashes President Bush over and over again. A terrorist posted the tape on an Islamic website known for hosting extremist groups. Rosanna.
A businessman from Westchester County is charged with aiding the enemy. Abul Ali Alishtar of Ardsley is accused of secretly sending money to the Middle East to fund a terrorist training camp in Afghanistan. The feds say he tried to pass along thousands of dollars to buy equipment such as night goggles. Alishtari, also known as Michael Mixon, pled not guilty in federal court in Manhattan. He's charged with terrorism, money laundering, and conspiracy.
The Pentagon is putting its own chemical and biological weapons defenses to the test. In the morning, 3 large balloons will float high above the Pentagon. The balloons will be tethered to the building and then sent 100 feet above. So what exactly do these balloons do? Well, it's not clear because the Defense Department is keeping the details of the test classified, but they do say that they do these kinds of things all the time, and this test is just more visible.
A deal to sell 6 major U.S. ports from Dubai Ports World to an American company is back on. The agreement with AIG Global Investment Group was threatened this week when the Port Authority demanded tens of millions of dollars to pay for future infrastructure work at the Port Newark terminal. But officials now say they've come to an agreement.
So this is good news. Good news for the parties concerned, good news for the Port of New York, but most importantly of all, good news for the safety and security of our harbors from terrorists.
Dubai Ports came under fire last year from politicians who said the firm, based in the United Arab Emirates, could endanger national security.
We have some sad news to report tonight about someone that we have respected, Ralph Penza, a longtime anchor and reporter.
Ralph passed away after a very long illness. He was 74 years old.
Ralph won many awards, including 6 Emmys, and throughout his career here in New York, he has just been such a gentleman. He covered a number of high-profile stories. We want to send our condolences to his wife, 2 children, and colleagues at WNBC. Ralph, you will be missed.
Yeah, I got to work with him out in the fields, and he was a giant of a man in this business.
He was the best.
Rest in peace. Coming up, hiccuping for 3 straight weeks, this teenager's unbelievable story and how you can help her stop.
Plus, toss the toupee and forget hair in a can. The comb that claims to cure baldness in our house and our house call.
And sound off tonight about who had the worst week.
Well, here's one from Jennifer in New York City. She thinks it was the people stranded on planes. Being stranded in a small, confined area with no fresh air is hard enough, but multiply that by the number of hours that those people spent on the planes, and you've got one bad combo.
All right, who do you think had the worst week? Join the discussion at myfoxny.com. Sound off right now.
That cold air still not wanting to get out just yet because we see those teens going right back to Chicago, but temperature is starting to come up in the midsection of the country. We will see an improvement in temperatures this weekend. How much, though? You'll find out in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Nick. In tonight's house call, a 15-year-old girl has been hiccuping for 3 weeks. Now, it may sound silly to some people, but the Florida teen says it's nothing to laugh at. She's in real pain, and no one seems to know how to help her. Here's her story. Rachel Robideau is desperate. Her daughter Jennifer has a very strange illness.
She hasn't been to school for over 3 weeks.
The medical bills are piling up. Doctors are baffled, and the family is starting to panic.
It scares me because I don't want her to have this for the rest of her life.
It's a case of chronic hiccups. They came out of nowhere. Jennifer Mee was just sitting in science class. They haven't stopped in 3 weeks.
She's averaging 50 times a minute.
And it's just exhausting. I feel like I need a nap by the time I get up.
She tried holding her breath.
It hurts so bad. I'm at the point where I want to cry now.
She tried peanut butter and cola. She's even chugged vinegar and pickle juice. That just makes her sick. Jennifer's tried standing on her head. That just makes her dizzy.
I've been to the doctors at least 12 times. Can't even count.
And when she goes out in public, strangers keep trying to scare her.
So we've had people that we don't even know come out of the blue and scare me.
They don't understand just how serious this is for her, and they're making fun of her.
Jennifer is terribly embarrassed, but she's sharing her problem for a reason.
Other people maybe out there that has experienced this, and maybe they can help me.
We really feel for this young lady. Jennifer's family hopes that someone can help solve this medical mystery. There are reports of similar cases, for example. A man also from Florida has suffered from chronic hiccups for more than a year. Now, here's where you can help. If you do have a home remedy that might help Jennifer, you can go to myfoxny.com, post it, and we certainly will pass it along to this poor kid.
Okay, thank you, Arnie. One woman claims she's dying as a result of cancer-causing hugs. A British woman has terminal mesothelioma, that's a rare form of lung cancer, almost always linked to asbestos exposure. She's 47 years old. She says as a little girl, she hugged her father a lot, and he worked with asbestos. In fact, his clothes were covered with it. He died from asbestos-related lung cancer last year, and she's suing the British Ministry of Defense where he worked.
Okay, now listen to this story. A comb that cures baldness? It may sound too good to be true, but a company in Florida says it just got FDA approval for a handheld laser device that promotes hair growth. The Hair Max laser comb is supposed to stimulate hair follicles. Well, you can buy it online, but it is going to cost you a little money. The laser comb retails for more than $500.
In our consumer alert, we're saving you money. We've got the items you're better off buying used. First off, video games. They could be $70 new, but some resale places have them for as low as $5. Pre-owned jewelry is another good bet, from diamonds to Rolexes. Experts say you can pay half buying used goods. And then there's furniture. Once it leaves the showroom, much like a car, its value drops. So you can save more than 50% buying it pre-owned.
Okay, there's a new line of greeting cards hitting store shelves, and they're not your average get-well cards. Hallmark has a new collection called Journeys, and it tackles some very tough issues, including chemotherapy, eating disorders, quitting smoking, and coming out of the closet. The new cards are now on sale. Rosanna.
All right, the bakery in Brooklyn featured in the movie Moonstruck has opened at a new location on Court Street.
Now, these are Italian names. Monteleone's and Camararies has moved to downtown Brooklyn, and Borough President Marty Markowitz was at the bakery today. We found him sampling some of the best breads, cakes, and pastries in town.
He knows where to go. All right. One of Winnie the Pooh's best buddies will not be going to court.
And new merger talks between two giants at the auto industry.
Neil Cavuto has your World Business Report.
What a squeaker. The Dow in and out of record territory to the bitter end. It finished with a 2.5-point gain. That was good enough to make it 3 records in a row. The Nasdaq finishing down about a point. Driving stocks, more merger talk, including a beauty of report that has GM interested in maybe buying Chrysler. More bad news on the home front. Construction on new homes plunging more than 14% last month to the lowest level in nearly a decade. And a bankruptcy judge paving the way for Air America to be sold. A New York real estate investor is buying the liberal radio network for about $4.5 million. Plans to keep it on the air. And Tigger won't be facing criminal charges. Prosecutors in Florida are dismissing the case. The father of a teenage boy claims an actor dressed as Tigger intentionally hit his son at Disney MGM Studios. That's business. I'm Neil Cavuto.
It's not just because it's cold outside. Why the sky danced and got naked. Hello on live TV in Cleveland.
Plus, Brittany is getting help now, or not. The latest stunt that she's accused of.
More of your responses coming up about who had the worst week.
Here's one right now from Rob from Levittown, Long Island. I think the motorists with the parking tickets, because on a snowy day, the only thing I want to do is sleep in. The last thing I would want to do is to get out of my bed to move my car.
All right, tell us what you think. Go to myfoxny.com and sound off. Caught on camera, a naked stunt in the middle of a snowstorm.
I don't know what's going on out there. Take a look at this now. This guy, a streaker, ambushed a Cleveland television crew during a live interview. The man, now known as Polar Bear.
And he's dancing, too.
Look at him. He went and exposed himself during this live coverage of this week's snowstorm. Well, here's the story, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out, local radio station was involved in this stunt. The stunt has already made it on YouTube and has gotten thousands of hits, so I guess they could say mission accomplished,
All right,
There you
also
go.
caught on tape, a car loses control and slams into a trooper on the side of the road. It happened last month in Minnesota. He suffered broken bones and a concussion. Authorities hope this video will raise awareness about the Move Over law, which requires drivers to move one lane away from emergency vehicles.
And big entertainment news, Britney enters rehab. Well, at least she did for a little while. The entertainment show Extra reported that Britney Spears entered a rehab facility 2 days ago. But according to the celebrity website TMZ, she didn't stick around for very long. TMZ says that Britney refused to stay at the facility, checked herself out less than 24 hours later, and a rep for the singer couldn't be reached for any comment. All right, take a look at this tonight. It was lights out at Rome's ancient Colosseum. That's your territory, Rosanna.
I love it.
Yes, it's beautiful. The landmark went dark, by the way, as a show of support for energy conservation. The lights were off for about half an hour. Sites across Italy and Venice, Naples, and Florence also turned off their lights. It was all to mark the second anniversary of the Kyoto Treaty, which is an international climate agreement.
Ghost Rider blazes into theaters this weekend, but should you see it or skip it? That's coming up.
And our next weather maker is right here. Look at how it's spinning into the midsection of the country with some snow showers. We will see those here, but when? I'll let you know coming up. Here's the Dodge Tri-State Commuter Forecast for tomorrow.
If you've got a story you want us to investigate, call us at 1-877-TEL-FOX-5 or log on to our website at myfoxny.com.
Okay, entertainment now, coming to a movie screen near you. A comic book character minus the cape and tights.
Nicolas Cage hits the big screen in Ghost Rider. Fox 5's Tony Senecal has your movie review.
That's right, Nick Cage teams up with old Hollywood in the Marvel comic Ghost Rider, but with a tagline like, "Hell is about to be unleashed." We ask, should you see it or skip it?
I got lucky. Luck don't cover it, JB. You got an angel looking after you. Maybe it's something else.
It's something else, all right. Ghost Rider reveals the legend of Johnny Blaze, a daredevil who makes a deal with the devil to save his ailing paw. Oh.
Story goes that he'll be normal during the day, but at night, in the presence of evil, the Rider takes over.
And that's when Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage's head turns into a flaming skull. Peter Fonda also stars as the big bad guy himself, and Eva Mendes as Johnny Blaze's childhood love, in a role not only a reporter could loathe.
What's going through your mind right now?
You look really good.
So where do I begin? Well, Eva proves that she can't act her way out of a paper bag, but she can sex it up in a skin-tight sheath. Unlike the boys, I was more excited to see Peter Fonda, the original Easy Rider, back in action.
If you succeed, I'll return your soul.
But so sad to acknowledge it was really a Christopher Walken they needed. Come on, only he can pull off that hair.
You all right?
Sam Elliott is the only one who escapes unscathed, but a film like this can only make you think that the devil made Cage do it, that he is indeed perhaps some weird, real-life Ghost Rider, riding through the good, the bad, and the truly ugly that Hollywood has to offer.
I'm the only one who can walk in both worlds. I'm Ghost Rider.
Okay, so see it or skip it. Well, let me give you a guess. Imagine the worst movie you've ever seen, and then this one is just slightly better. However, if you are 11 and love the comic, you might like it, but I doubt it. You see, I'll never get those precious 114 minutes back, people, but you can still save yourselves and skip it. Skip it, please, just skip it. Guys, back to you.
That's what Tony says. All right. Now it's time for you to sound off. We asked who had the worst week. Passengers still stranded at airports, motorists ticketed after being plowed in, or Mayor Bloomberg for having to say, "I'm sorry."
Jeremy from New Jersey writes, I think the people on the planes had it the worst. An 8-hour plane ride is tough to sit through. 8 hours to nowhere has to be even worse.
And let's check out Stephen from the Bronx. He agrees. He writes, the stranded travelers definitely get the award for the worst week. I would pay a $45 parking fine any day than get stuck on a runway for 10 hours.
All right, here's what Gene from Rockland County has to say. The mayor had the worst week. Nothing is worse than someone having to admit he made a foolish mistake. But hey, he's human too. At least he came around.
And here's the final word from Evan tonight from New Jersey, who says the people stuck at the airports for 3 days had the worst week. They'll probably still be there tomorrow. Mayor Bloomberg got off the hook by giving the ticketed people amnesty.
And the last one comes from Matt in Manhattan. He writes, none of the above. The flyers were going to warm weather. The motorists got their tickets reversed. And Bloomberg takes the train to work so he doesn't have to shovel snow.
Whatever, a lot of people are happy this week is over. Just some of your thoughts on tonight's Sound Off.
All right, here's Nick now with your full forecast.
And here comes the weekend, and we want to get the weather a little bit better around here for the weekend. There is some improvement to tell you about, certainly in the temperature department, so there's something to look forward to. But it's still cold outside right now, and it's clear as you're looking at Times Square. The wind is still a little gusty, but that will die down overnight as well. Well, we managed 29 today, 14 for the low, but nowhere near our average high of 41. At least that average high is starting to get up there into the 40s. And eventually in this forecast, we will break that 40-degree mark, just not this weekend. 71 and 1 in the record books, and no precip today. Clear 23 now. The air is pretty dry, 50% humidity. West wind 12. Pressure is falling for the moment, 29.83. It's 21 Poughkeepsie, but then teens, Monticello to Sussex, 23 at Newark and Islip. And wind chills are still hanging into the teens, too, out onto Long Island, feeling single digits to the north. But again, we've seen a lot worse than that, so at least that's a little bit of an improvement. How about Brooklyn Heights? You're 26. Canarsie at 27 right now. Again, the sky is generally clear. Northern New Jersey, cold spot tonight when the wind dies off. West Milford 16 ends up in the single digits. Alpine 22 and Fort Lee at 24. All through the Northeast, the cold air and not really going anywhere. Again, all that deep snowpack now in upstate New York. Look at Syracuse, 13, 24 up at Burlington, Boston 26, teens as you get back towards Pittsburgh, only 11 there and 25 in Washington, D.C. And here's the deal as we go to the wide view. Again, the cold air kind of encompassing a little group here as you go from New England back to Minneapolis, but it's up to 32 in Kansas City and Memphis. That's an improvement. 40s into Texas, chilly in Florida, though. It's going to be cool there this weekend. But some of this air will be starting to come now in our direction with more of a westerly wind. So the cold blast that dropped in will start lifting out gradually tomorrow. And then this little weak storm system will come our way. But notice it's coming in from the west, so it's not going to have a chance to grab moisture from either the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic, meaning we just have some snow showers with it tomorrow night and for part of Sunday. Now, the wind goes away tomorrow, and again, the sunshine is here. Be a few clouds arriving, particularly later on in the day in advance of this storm system. A couple of snow showers Sunday night. Clouds, limited sun on Sunday. The breeze starts to kick up again. Also a couple of snow showers with a little sun breaking through. And then the colder air makes a quick appearance for Monday. And then we have those temperatures, I think, that you're going to be smiling about. Few clouds, less wind overnight, and about 19 in the city, 5 to 15 most suburbs tomorrow. Sunshine most of the time, just some clouds late in the day and the high at 36. All right, again, snow showers tomorrow night. Clouds, limited sun Sunday, mid-30s with snow showers and getting a little gusty in the afternoon and windy on Monday. Cold in the morning, 19 up to 29 in the afternoon, but we bump it up to 40 on Tuesday. Hey, look at Wednesday, 45. Finally, a couple of rain and snow showers late in the day. MyFoxNY.com will get you that 5-day forecast and all your weather details. So, Duke, you'll be liking 45 by then, won't you?
Yes, indeed, Nick. All right, don't go anywhere because coming up in sports, we hear from Roger Clemens on his future plans. Will he, or won't he pitch in 2007? Find out next in sports. Will he or won't he pitch again this year? Well, it's sounding more and more like he won't. At a charity event in Houston, Roger Clemens was less optimistic about pitching again this year.
You know, I've heard comments from Andy and Jeet. I was with Jeet and them a couple places this offseason, but I still told him 80-20 that I wasn't going to play. I'm not leaving anybody hanging. I don't want to play. I mean, it's simple as that. And if somebody stubs their toe and my phone rings in May, you know, I might have to, think about it.
All right, there you have it. Meantime, Yanks pitchers and catchers getting their work in today down in Tampa. And one guy getting a lot of ink is closer Mariano Rivera. Now, much has been made about his contract situation, but today Rivera said he's focusing on the task at hand.
We cannot worry about tomorrow. We have to worry about now, and now we have a job. And our job is try to help the team as much as possible to win the whole thing.
Someone
as important as Mariano. It's going to get a lot of play, but he knows how to prepare and how to do his job. And, you know, and then there's stuff that he can't control at this point in time, and he's not going to waste his time doing it.
Over on the other coast in Port St. Lucie, the Mets pitchers and catchers also getting their work in. And even though they made it all the way to Game 7 of the NLCS last year, the skipper, Willie Randolph, wants them to forget about the past.
We have a long way to go, but I think that that's why I think it's important to turn the page, because, you know, the questions about last year are all nice because it was a positive year for us. But I've been around the game a long, long time, and I know as well as anyone that you can't rest on anything like that. So.
All right, to hockey now. The Devils at home tonight playing host to Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. We pick it up. In the second period, already 3-1 Pittsburgh. And here's the young superstar Crosby. The wrister lights the lamp. That's a power play goal, 4-1 Penguins. But in the third period, the Devils cut the lead to just 1. When Travis Zajak's blast goes off the goalie's glove and in, but that's as close as the Devils would get. Pittsburgh wins it 5-4 the final score. In college football, Rutgers head coach Greg Schiano was given a 4-year contract extension. And in hoops, former St. John star Chris Mullin is one of 15 finalists for the Basketball Hall of Fame. Mullin, who grew up in Brooklyn, scored close to 18,000 points. And as you can imagine, he's pretty excited to be on this list.
It is an unbelievable honor to become a finalist. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame and just to be considered in the group with these gentlemen here, and all the men and women have been named before me. It is just an overwhelming feeling.
And how about this? Former Chicago Bull Scottie Pippen wants to play again. The 41-year-old Pippen, who last played in the NBA back in 2004, says he wants to return to a contender and win a 7th ring.
41, he's just a child.
41, well, he left with bad knee problems last time, and, you know, he's in good shape. He was a great defensive player. I'm sure it could be of use to somebody. How much he plays, how many minutes a game, I don't know.
He's got the heart for it, right?
He's got the heart.
That's it. Thanks, Duke.
Wants to be
All
a
right.
contender.
A contender.
All right.
How about you? What do you want to do, Rocky?
I just figured, hey, you, Adrian, you know, let's go check that fight.
Do the weather, Nick.
Quickly, too.
Sure.
It's going to be still cold, but not as cold as we move into the weekend. 19 in the morning. Single-digit suburbs, so be prepared for that. But less wind, too. 36 tomorrow afternoon, good amount of sunshine. A couple of snow showers tomorrow night, and on Sunday, limited sun. And we'll get into the mid-30s on Sunday, a little breezy in the afternoon. Cold day will be Monday, only 29 for the high with a gusty wind. But look at that. Tuesday and Wednesday, finally, not 1, but 2 days in a row, we may break 40 degrees.
We'll take it.
Yeah, man.
You better believe it, because they turn cold again eventually down the road.
That's right.
MyFoxNY.com will get you the latest in weather.
That was a pretty good Rocky you did there. That wasn't bad.
Hey,
You got Adrian over here, right?
Yeah, I'm Adrian.
Come on, let me hear it.
I'm going to give you a knockout punch in a second.
We need a referee in here. Duke, help us out. All right, thanks for watching. I'm Ernie Anastas.
I'm Rosanna Scotto. Remember to watch Fox 5 News at 6 and 10 tomorrow.
And stay tuned. Seinfeld's coming up next. Have a great weekend. We'll see you here on Monday. Okay. So anyway, so what do you want to do, Adrian? You want to put up the Dukes or what?
Let me see something. Come on.
Don't fool around now. We're still on.
And let's see my
Oh, no, I learned a long time ago. Stay away from the rumble.
Closed captioning brought to you by Lexus.